Miss Kristi, and today I'm going to talk to you about Daniel in the lion's den. You can find it in Daniel chapter 6. And so Daniel had been taken captive, and he was taken to Babylon, where he pleased the king greatly. And so in finding favor with the king placed him in a very high position, and he was in a position over all of the kingdom. And so that made some people a little bit jealous. And so they tried to find ways to have Daniel removed, but they couldn't find anything wrong with him. And so they sent people to spy on him and to watch him so that they could catch him doing something. And the administrators had gone to the king and suggested that he make a rule stating that for 30 days that they could not, no one in the kingdom could pray to anyone except for the king. And so the king put that rule into effect, and they went to the king and said, "Now, didn't you make a rule that no one could pray to anyone except for you?" And he said, "Yes." And they said, "Well, Daniel prays to his God and he doesn't pray to you." And the king was trapped, and so he didn't know what to do. He didn't want to throw Daniel into the lion's den, but he knew if he didn't, then the people would see him as weak and favorable of Daniel, and so he had no choice. So he took Daniel and he tossed him into the lion's den, and he told Daniel, "I hope your God can save you." And so the king was so distraught over it, and he was so upset he paced all night long. He couldn't sleep because he knew Daniel was down there with the lions and he was stuck. So in the morning he went running to the lion's den that was sealed over with a big rock, and he ordered that the stone be moved, and he yelled down into the cave and he said, "Daniel, did your God save you?" And Daniel replied, "Not only has he saved me, but he shut the mouths of the lions, and I have not been hurt because I trust in God alone." And so the king was so happy. He had Daniel brought out of the lion's den, and the people who tried to come against Daniel to try to have him be eaten by the lions, he threw them in instead, and so the bad guys got eaten up. So Daniel prayed to God, because he knew that that was pleasing to God, and he knew that God wanted to hear from him and wanted to speak with him. And so today I came up with a craft for us to do, and this is something that you can do at home with your parents. This is called the 5-finger prayer. So what you're going to do is you're going to trace your hand, and you can color it with whatever, choose any colors that you want. These are the ones that I chose. So number 1 is your thumb, and it's closest to your heart. So your thumb you're going to use to remember to pray for your family and your friends. Then you have number 2, your pointer finger, and that is used to give directions. And so you're going to use that one to pray for your teachers and doctors and coaches and the first responders that are helping sick people right now. Number 3 is your middle finger, and that one is your tallest finger. And so you're going to use that one to pray for government leaders and business people and pastors, because they all lead and govern us. And then your ring finger is your weakest finger on your whole hand. And so that one you're going to use to pray for the sick and poor and for those people who are in need. And your last finger is your pinky finger, and that's the smallest finger on your hand. And so you're going to use your pinky finger to remember to pray for yourself and for your own personal needs. So hopefully this helps you remember to pray and who to pray for and in what order you should do it in. And you can ask your parents, and I'm sure they'll be happy to help you. And I hope you guys have fun with this. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.